up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna look back. Never gonna look back.
All right, welcome back into the Colliders franchise. We are losers of 3 of our last 4, and we are 9-4 as we host the Ampleman New Colon coming in at 6-7. So let's take a look at their roster.
Roster breakdown.
All right, at quarterback, they have Dylan Perry. He's an 82 overall. Halfback is Tomas Collins, and he's on fire, 88 overall. Zanell Walker is the fullback. At wide receiver, they have Daniel Jones, who's an 88 overall out of Penn State. He was drafted in the 2nd round in 2012. 91 speed, 92 awareness, 99 route running, and 94 catching, so he's a good one. They also have this Cameron guy, John Cotton, Jared Richmond, Lee Brown, Real Hayes. At tight end, Jamie Bennett out of Boston College. He's already an 86 overall in his 2nd year, drafted in the 2nd round in 2013. Offensive line, Chandler Toscano is an 87 overall. Left guard, Will Merritt is a 93 overall. The center is Anthony Rucker, and he's an 81 overall out of LSU. Right guard, Kelsheem Lawrence, an 85 overall. And at right tackle, Jordan Manning, 85. All right, at left end, we've got Shane Brown. He's an 86 overall. At right end, Andres Parks. He's a 91 overall. Defensive tackles, Julian Hamilton-Leckie. He's a 90 overall. Stephen Massey is a 65, but he's hurt, so maybe Otis Augustus or Lamonte Gates come in for that. Left outside linebacker, Decatur Grant. He's a 94. Middle linebacker, Jack Kirkland from the Costco brand. He's an 82 overall. Right outside linebacker, Antares Roberson, 87 overall. Corners, Adam Reed and Travion Jefferson, both 81s. Then you've got Clinton Bolton, Dijon Walters, and Jalen Walker. The free safety is Tyree Kudus, 95 overall. And the strong safety is Javante Cox at 86 overall. Their kicker is Logan Palmer. He's a 94. And their star player is their punter, John Coleman, who was drafted, as you might recall, 2nd overall in 2012 as a punter. The draft logic, undefeated in Madden games. And that's your roster for the New Colon. And one note that I'll add for Batavia is that we are going to make a change at left end. We're going to try to generate a better pass rush. So we're going to be putting Shawn Arnold back and see if he can do anything, if he can get it together. And Carlos Rich has been okay, but nothing special. Now let's take a look at the injury report. All right, notably missing from the injury report is halfback Brian Harris, who comes back today. Antion Pahodie will miss another week with a broken jaw. Jaquez Price went out in the last game, so he's going to miss the last couple of weeks with a broken rib. Montoya and Ron Lewis, of course, are top 2 receiving threats, both out for the rest of the season. Now let's take a look at the New Colon. Joseph Moore, middle linebacker, out this week with a broken thumb. Brendan Chen, a backup quarterback, is out with a fractured toe. Stephen Massey, he's out 3 weeks with a broken collarbone. Sam Stone out with a complete PCL tear. Marcus Belton, a tight end, is out with a broken fibula, parentheses, leg. And Devarius Malone, fractured hip. So they've got quite a long list. All right, welcome to Game 14. The year is 2014, and we are in Proton Park, where the 9-4 Batavia Colliders will host the 6-7 Ampleman New Colon. Andy Gary will kick this one away, and that'll go into the end zone where some Cameron guy fields it and downs it for a touchback. Dylan Perry lines up under center. And he will drop back to pass. And he's got that one to John Cotton for 8 yards. So it'll be 2nd and 2 as we take a look at Dylan Perry's numbers on the season. And here is Shawn Arnold with a big tackle for loss. So he gets the start today. And he has already made his presence felt. So 3rd and 7, Perry to pass. This one's up and intercepted by Centammuel Cheeseborough. He fumbles it, and Preston Mahan picks it up. So Cheeseborough with the interception, and Ampleman's going to challenge this. I'm not sure if they're challenging the interception itself. Maybe they think it is an incomplete pass instead of an interception and a fumble. Amari Jenkins is being highlighted. D. Light is the other coach.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field is overturned.
All right, so they're overturning the call, but it still says interception on the scoreboard, and we're still on offense, so I'm not exactly sure what was overturned, but I can guarantee you that at the end of the day, they're not going to give Cheeseborough credit for that interception. Whenever there's a play that's overturned, then, or even not overturned, then it doesn't count. Statistics-wise. All right, big miss here for Ahmad Mark, and Andy Gary's going to attempt a 49-yarder. Kick is up, and it is blocked. Somehow that guy came in just unblocked. And Andy Gary with another miss. I don't even know how you prevent that from happening. So they get the ball on the turnover. They lose the challenge, but still get the ball. And then they have their field goal blocked. So weird sequence of events there. And now we'll see New Colon with it again, and that's Tomas Collins, who is tackled in the backfield by Jamel Walker. So 2nd and 12 for the New Colon. Dylan Perry back to pass. He's got lots of time, but here comes some pressure late, and Travis Thomas intercepts that. He is playing for the injured Jaquez Price. And there we see the standings in the FC West. We've only got a 1-game lead, so we don't have the division yet. But here's the story. Brian Harris is back after a long absence, and he's breaking tackles, moving the pile, and it'll be 3rd and 2. So Ahmad Mark will give it to Jason Broussard, the fullback. It looks like he has a first down. They're not going to give it to him. I think the refs are on crack on this game. I'm going to just go for it, and Ahmad Mark gets it on the quarterback sneak. I probably could have challenged, but I don't know. The way things are going so far, it didn't seem like it was worth it. Mark back to pass. He's got Tavares Mason, who's playing because of all the injuries to receivers. We're missing Morgan Montoya and Antion Parodi. And that one goes up to A.J. Muse, who comes down with it in double coverage. A nice 44-yard reception to bail out the quarterback on 3rd and long. And now they're in business, 1st and 10 from the 10. And here's Brian Harris. He's got a lane touchdown. So Brian Harris picking up where he left off. He had scored in every game before he got hurt. And now he scores here. And that's a rushing touchdown. The last game they scored no points at all, so it's nice to get on the board. Brian Harris, 4 carries, 21 yards, and a touchdown, and the Colliders have a 7-0 lead here at home. Okay, kickoff resulted in a touchback, so we'll see Dylan Perry and crew starting from the 20. And this time, Tomas Collins gets a little bit of running room and picks up 5. They're going to fake to Collins, and they've got a man deep. That's Daniel Jones, their 88 overall wide receiver. He's got a 21-yarder there, beating Centammuel Cheeseborough. And this is Shawn Arnold again. 2 tackles, both for a loss. So Dylan Perry on 2nd 11. He's going to go to the flat where Walker catches it and loses 4, thanks to the tackle by Javik O'Neal. 3rd and 15. Can they get him off the field here? Perry to throw, and Travis Thomas almost has another interception, but it just bounces off of his stone hands. And their number 1 rated punter will punt this one away. That's John Coleman, the 98 overall. 2nd overall pick in the 2012 draft, getting that one away. And here's Brian Harris breaking another tackle, it looks like, and he's got 5. And they're getting another push, and Brian Harris has another first down. So definitely getting more production out of the running game with Brian Harris back, except for that play where he is stoned in the backfield. 2nd and 12. Ahmad Mark to throw it. He's got A.J. Muse on the wide receiver mid-screen, and that'll make it 3rd and 5. Mark to throw. He's got his fullback, Jason Broussard, for the first down. And we're under 2 minutes left in the half. They'll go to Harris again, and he's pushing his way forward. Picks up 4. Mark to throw, and he's got Tavares Mason for a first down. So they're moving the ball now. Mark has 5 completed passes in a row. And about 1 minute left in the half. Mark's got a man. A.J. Muse is wide open, and he hits him. Ball at the 16-yard line as they're going for another score. And they do the delayed handoff to Harris, but he is dropped for a loss. Nobody fooled there. Mark to throw for this one, and throws into double coverage there. Brad Gillespie can't come down with it. So 3rd and 12. Mark rolling to the right, going for Gillespie, but he led him too far, and the defender was able to get there. So another field goal attempt for Gary. This one is less of an adventure, and he puts it through for 3 points, and now the Colliders lead 10-0 with 26 seconds left in the half. Perry will just hand to Tomas Collins, who's got a lot of room to run before he's finally tackled by Elisha Wright, so they'll call timeout, see what they can do with that. This is dropped off to John Cotton. He's got 8. Another timeout is used. Perry to throw. Under pressure, and that is the defensive tackle, Leon Stewart, who comes up with the sack, and they use their final timeout. 3rd and 9. That one goes out to some Cameron guy, and he is stopped. Colliders will call a timeout, looking to get the ball back, but instead they're going to just huck it up. Perry throws it up, and that is batted away. And it's 10-0 at halftime. Colliders in the lead. Very dramatic music playing at halftime. Colliders will get the ball back. And Robbie Ivy will just wave for the fair catch. And Brian Harris gets dropped for a 6-yard loss. So that drive not starting out great. And they'll go to Harris again, and he'll pick up about 3 of those. Kind of ran into his own man there. So 3rd and 13. Mark to throw. He's going long. Double coverage. A.J. Muse comes up with it again. A.J. Muse has 4 catches for 115 yards, and mostly just by outperforming, out-jumping the defenders. And here's a nice run for Brian Harris, and he is inside the 20. So now they are in the red zone. Harris will get it again, but can't get around Brand this time, and he's hurt. He just came back from injury, so we'll see Will Davis again. Will Davis hasn't been amazing, but he picks up a couple there. 3rd and 8, and Mark will throw for it, and that one is going to be batted down. Coverage was good all over, and they'll settle for a field goal attempt. This one is clean, and it is 13-0. So far, the Colliders defense is holding up well. It's certainly helping that we're generating a bit of a pass rush. And Preston Mahan will make the tackle, 5-yard gain. 2nd and 5. Dylan Perry to throw. And Mahan cannot come up with that. Hit him in the hands, but no interception was to be had. Perry back to pass, short drop, and he is sacked by Javik O'Neal. And here comes John Coleman, the league's best punter. And he booms this one to downtown Phil Brown. And Brown doesn't have much blocking, so he is wrestled to the turf. So 1st and 10 from the 32. And Mark is going to hand it to Will Davis. Picks up about 3 there. 2nd and 7. Mark under pressure just gets sacked. No one blocked that guy. So 3rd and 20. They're just going to give it up to Harris, who's back in the game. He gets 3. Not really fooling anybody with the 3rd and long draw play. Casey Sellers gets the punt away, and that's a fair catch inside the 20. So add that to the stat line for Casey Sellers. And Wright is able to knock it loose. 2nd and 10. Just about 9 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. And there's a fake to Tomas Collins, passing it out to Bennett, and he is tackled by Javik O'Neal. So we've played 3 quarters, and the Colliders are up 13-0. Defense playing very well. And they're generating a little bit of a running game. First time in a while. Cotton cannot get to the marker, and it'll be 4th and 2, and we'll see John Coleman again. And Coleman punts this one away. Brown fields it. Gets a little, not much. Once again, they'll start at the 32. See if they can avoid getting sacked this time. Ahmad Mark chucks it out of bounds. Accuracy to the boundary, not very good. He's going long. He's got A.J. Muse, but Muse can't catch it in bounds. So once again, Ahmad Mark having some rookie growing pains now after a nice start. And what a play by number 97. Leaping over the block and making the tackle for a loss. So here comes Sellers again. Mr. Jones fields this one, and he is tackled by the fullback, Jason Broussard. On the kick coverage, he does it all. And Dylan Perry will throw for it. He's going long. Mahan is there, but can't come up with it. Incomplete pass. 2nd and 10. Perry back to throw, under pressure, and that is Shawn Arnold recording a sack. So all 3 of his tackles have been for a loss so far. And where was that earlier in the season? He's back, and he's trying to prove that he belongs on the field. And speaking of belonging on the field, Javik O'Neal, who just had a sack not that long ago, comes up with the interception. So he's having a nice game on defense from the nickel corner spot. Mark will now throw for it. And he's got Gillespie long, and he's down to the 5. 1st and goal. A 30-yard play, and they're going to toss it to Brian Harris, and he can't get around the corner. So 2nd and goal. Man in motion, that's Muse. And that is dumped down to Gillespie, but he is stopped at the goal line. So 3rd and goal from the 1. About 2 minutes left. They hand to Brian Harris, and he's in the end zone for the 2nd time. So he's going to have 7 touchdowns on the year, and I think he's only been in 5 games this year. So they go up 20-0 with just over 2 minutes left in the game. Not super efficient, averaging 3 yards per carry, but the 2 touchdowns, big difference in this game. Dylan Perry back to throw, under pressure. That one is almost completed, but it's not. So 2nd and 10. Perry with lots of time, and Mahan is there but misplays it. Elijah Wright tracks him down, and now they're in business. Big play for the New Colon. Perry to throw, and Coleman bats that down. Getting his hand on lots of them, but not intercepting any. And there's another bat down. Mahan is there. So 3rd and 10. Perry to throw again, and here comes the rush, and it is Shawn Arnold with his 2nd sack of the game. That's that form we saw last year and the year before. And now Preston Mahan is hurt, but it is a turnover on downs. So just over a minute left, and they will go to Brian Harris to work some of this clock. He picks up 2. Mahan has a pectoral strain, so it says that Centennial Cheeseborough will replace him, but that's just not the case. It'll be Joey Johnson. So Mark hands off to Harris. Harris has a huge lane up the middle, and he's to the 50-yard line. So with 30 seconds left in the game, looks like Mark is going to try to put some more points on the board. Going for the tight end, and that's intercepted. So Ahmad Mark adds another interception. It's been a while since he's thrown a touchdown pass. He hasn't thrown one since he came back from injury. Or maybe he threw one in that 3-interception game, but that's it. All right, so 24 seconds left. Ampleman trying to get some points on the board. John Cotton catches this one, 8 yards. Perry back to throw, and he's got Daniel Jones. 14 seconds left in the game. Perry back to throw again. He's going long. Elijah Wright gets his hands on it but can't pull it down. So 9 seconds left. Perry moving in the pocket. He's got Cotton, but they're going to have to use their... Actually, it was the Colliders who used the timeout. And they're going to try to bat this one down, and that will be the game. Colliders pitch a shutout, 20-0. They sure needed that, and they get their 10th win of the season. Javik O'Neal with 3 tackles, a sack, and an interception. A couple of those tackles were for a loss. He's the player of the game. And Ahmad Mark's interception late really did hurt his rating. So 177 passing yards, but the interception costly. Harris got it up to almost 4 yards per carry with that nice 20-yard run there at the end. 2 touchdowns. A.J. Muse with a couple big catches in coverage. And Shawn Arnold, 4 tackles, and all 4 of them were for loss, including 2 that were sacks. So good game for the defensive line finally. They'd gone a couple games without generating any sacks or any pressure. They get 4 today. And interceptions, they did not give credit to Centennial Cheeseborough's interception, even though it counted in the game. They maintained possession of the ball. So kind of a weird challenge situation there. Andy Gary had a field goal blocked. Casey Sellers with 2 big punts, one of them inside the 20. And Phil Brown, no kick return yards, but he had 3 punt returns for 13 yards. So that is the game. It just says name, but what it should say is now we've got 10 wins and we're 1 win away from the division. Peace.